Hey, what's up YouTube? Your boy Chris. I'm out in the Caliente garage. In this video, I will be installing some accessories that I have by Goldstrike. I will be installing them on my 21 Honda Goldwing DCT. Some of the accessories that I have would be the LED rotor cover for my Goldwing and also the LED engine lighting panel. And I also have a plug and play harness. Now, the hardest thing about putting on these accessories would probably be running the wiring. But the good thing about it is that I already have some panels off of the bike. I already have the front right and left panels off of the bike. I also have the seat off of the bike. So this is gonna make the installation just a little bit easier because I don't have to pull off the panels since I already have them off. So stay tuned to this video and I'm gonna get these LED rotor covers and engine light panels installed. So let's get started. One of the things that I have is the plug and play. The good thing about the plug and play is that I can connect either accessory to the plug and play and wire it straight to the bike to access the turn signals and things like that. Otherwise, I can straight wire it to the fuse box. So I can install the LED straight to the fuse box, or I can install the rotor cover straight to the fuse box, but I will not be able to use the turn signals. But with the plug and play harness kit that plugs directly under the seat, this will allow you to connect both of these to the harness and access the Goldwing turn signals. So first thing I want to do, we're going to look at the plug and play. Okay. Comes with some directions. We'll set these to the side. It just gives you a diagram of where to plug the harness. Set that to the side. So you have a right and you have a left harness, and this is going to plug directly under the seat. So once you connect this under the seat, then you can connect up to 4 accessories. That's the good thing about the harness kit. So you have a right and left, and once you connect it, you can connect up to 4 accessories. It also comes with some zip ties. So this would be 48000. Part number 48000, the plug and play installation kit. So a lot of times I'll take things and look at it out of the box before I install it to get a better idea of how it's going to be connected. So now we understand how this works. We're going to set it to the side. Let's open up the LED engine lighting panels. You have the right and left side. In the box comes with the hardware and some zip ties. Hardware zip ties, and it also comes with the optional plug. So if you wanted to take the panels, just going to take it loose so you can get a better idea of how it goes. I'm going to take the right one loose and also the left one. Okay, now on the panels inside of the kit, they gave you a harness that can go straight to the fuse box. So if you wanted to straight wire it, I'm just going to take the right one and left one, just kind of simulate. I'm not going to push them all the way in because I'm not going to use this. This will connect straight to the fuse box. So when you turn on your bike, it's going to light up these panels. The thing I like about the plug and play harness kit is that you can plug these directly into the right and the left harness kit, and it gives you room to plug in three additional accessories. So in our case, we're going to be connecting the LED rotor cover. So they're going to lay out like so, right and left. Going to connect those under the seat. We're going to just put this in a toolbox for a later time if needed. And for the panels, we're looking at part number 40055. So we got the hardware, we got zip ties and directions if you need it. Now let's open up the LED rotor covers. This is going to be a hardware kit. The rotor cover. And also another rotor cover, the right and left. It also comes with directions. Part number 48300. There is that plug I was telling you about. And it's going to be the same on the other side. There's the plug. And these wires are going to have to go from the front of the bike all the way to up under the seat. So good thing I have some of the panels off the bike. It'll make it easier for the installation. Looking at one of the harnesses, this is the right harness. I'm not going to plug it all the way in, but it just gives you an example how this is going to work. So you're going to come into the harness and it's going to plug under the seat. So hopefully this gives you a better idea of how everything is going to go on the Gold Wing. So let's get started with the installation. Okay, the first thing that I will be doing is doing the electrical. The hardest part about this installation to me is running the wiring. So first thing I want to do is locate the harness. This one says left. This harness says right. Looking at the left side, we have a harness on the left and a harness on the right. We need to tie this into the harness and the accessories will plug on the other end. So I will be using a small flat. I'm just going to use a flat screwdriver. As I press the tab, I'm using a flat screwdriver to kind of pry out the harness. Okay, so I got the right side disconnected. I'm going to take my right harness. Okay, now I can take one end on the plug, snap it in like so, kind of tuck it down toward the back of the Gold Wing. Next, okay, that is the right side. We need to do the same to the left side. So I'm going to press down on this tab, use my flat screwdriver to kind of pry loose the harness. Pry it loose like so. And now I can take my left harness just plug it up until you hear the snap. Now I need to route these wires up under this bar, and I can use zip ties. A little later we'll zip tie this to try to keep the wires out of the way. We're going to do the same for the right side. We're going to come underneath the rails. Feed it through like so. Okay, now we're looking at the left side of the engine. So I'm going to locate the panel for the left side. This will be my left side. So I want to get this opened up. So the way this is going to work, it's going to sit directly like so. Sit directly on top. We need to take out these two screws. I will be using wow, those screws are already loose. Look at that. This would be a 5mm. Keep in mind that they gave you some longer screws. So when we take these two screws out, we're going to use these longer screws. And also we're going to be using two spacers that came in the kit. One. There's the two OEM screws. So we're going to install these spacers. They're both the same size. Stick the spacer in like so. So next we can install the side panel lights. Just going to bump it up to the like so. Now we can take the provided screws and replace the OEM screws with the provided screws. So 5mm on the OEM. And this would be a 4mm on the replacement bolts. So they are both the exact same size, so it doesn't matter if you put it in the front or the back. We're going to just bolt it up like so. I don't want to tighten it down. I want to get both of them in equally. And we're just going to use a T-handle 4mm. We're using a 4mm hex key. And we want to kind of just tighten it down. Equal pressure. And keep in mind, this is plastic. You don't want to torque it down too tight. Those bolts was already loose. So apparently whatever is holding, it's not that big of a deal. You don't want to over tighten it, just kind of snug it. So next, I'm going to have to route this wire down underneath this panel and connect it to the harness that we installed. I'm just feeding that wire over the screw that's holding this black cover. And I'm going to feed this wire down the side of the frame. I'm going to come underneath. I'm just going to plug in on any one on the left side. Until you hear it snap. We'll get everything zip tied here at the end. So looking at the right side of the bike, we're going to do the exact same as we did with the left side. We're going to remove those 2 screws with the 5mm. There's the 5mm. I noticed this side was a lot tighter than the other side. This side is really tight and the left side was very loose. So there's the 5mm bolt. I'm going to take my 2 spacers, stick them in like so. I'm going to open up. Place my wire toward the back. And I want to set that LED panel like so. I'm going to take the provided screws and my 4mm T-handle hex bit, and now I can replace the OEM screws with the provided screws in the kit. I just want to get it snug. Want to make sure that the pressure is equal on both sides. And I'm actually putting a little bit of down force. And I want to just snug it up. I don't want to over tighten it because I don't want to crack this plastic piece. Just want to snug it, but not too tight. Since I ran the wire over the bolt that holds this side panel, I'm just going to go down the side of the rail of the bike. I'm going to go underneath the rail. And now I can plug the panel lights into the right side of the harness. We'll get these zip tied in the end.